welcome to a brand new episode of Hands for Hunger's The Budget Gourmet. I am your host, Chef Mo, and we are back with yet another amazing pantry item to change your life all the way around. And of course, as you know, we can never do the show without having some phenomenal guests enter the kitchen with us to bring their expertise, amongst other things, as we bring amazing recipes to you that bring a little bit of gourmet to your pantry items, all right? So I'm gonna invite in the ever so handsome, the ever so charismatic Mr. Ricardo, and of course, our chef du jour. Because honestly, I get to work today. She can do all the hard, heavy lifting today for us. This is Clarinda. She's going to be our amazing
chef.
Yeah. Oh, no, sorry. I thought you was correcting me. Dorinda. This is Dorinda. She's going to be our amazing chef for the day, all right? So first of all, welcome to our kitchen.
Thank you, Papa.
Thank you.
I always say our kitchen because once you come in here, it's our kitchen. It ain't my kitchen. It's our kitchen.
Okay.
You get it?
I got you.
You know, like when you're home, you visit somebody for the first time, they get you the glass of water. When you come back, you gotta get it yourself.
That's right.
Cool, that's what we're doing, okay? All right. So first of all, Ricardo, I want you to introduce yourself and let the people know why they should know, if they don't know, a little bit more about you.
No, they should know.
They should, better know.
They should, exactly.
And if they don't know, they're gonna know after this today, all right? So Ricardo, let them know about your amazing establishment, and I'm gonna let you do the little drum roll and introduce it yourself.
My name is Ricardo Williams. I am the owner and operator of Drifters at the Fish Fry.
Yes.
And we are so happy that you have us here today. Of
Listen.
course, Chef Dorinda.
Yes.
She's some type of Rinda.
Yeah, she's a Rinda.
She's a Rinda.
She's a Rinda. Yeah.
Definitely, and it's definitely our pleasure to be here today to cook up some goodies for you.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to have you here. And honestly, you are here on a very important episode. This is the episode where we are going to be discussing one of Hands for Hunger's, the primary event of fundraising for the organization, Paradise Plates, that is coming up Saturday, September 27th at Atlantis Imperial Ballroom. It is the event of the year. It is the event that everybody looks forward to. And it is hands down, no pun intended, the most important event that we have, I think, as a community, where we know that 100% of the proceeds are going towards feeding families, going towards their food feeding program, and of course, just giving back to the families that need them the most. All right, so you have been a participant in Hands for Hunger's
Yes, I
Paradise Plates now, how many times?
Probably about 10 years now.
Woo! That's a strong decade.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, yeah.
That's a strong decade.
Oh.
So who would be better than you to be here for this episode when we're going to be talking a little bit about the event?
Yeah, I think I am the one.
I think it's you.
I am
I think
the
it couldn't have been anybody but you, honestly.
Exactly.
All right. So we are going to talk a little bit more about Paradise Place, but first tell us a little bit about Drifters. I've been going out to Drifters for years. I mean, I'm talking about when we used to go to the happy hour and you'd roll the dice and
Yes.
I like a roll the dice happy hour, baby. All right. So you have been hands down one of the most, how do I say this? Not even just iconic, but you've been a consistent figure at Arawak Key. You have been consistently producing amazing food. Even the way you name your menu items, everything is so Bahamian centric. Everything is so conscious of the culture, the way your decor, you know, you have these boats with the palm tree thatch. And of course we use the cans for the drinks, the sea grape leaves for the coasters. What was your inspiration to even create Drifters and kind of hold so many amazing memories of Bahamian culture in that space?
Well, when we set out to do Drifters, the goal was to create a sort of take you back to the in the day sort of vibe.
Yeah.
And so what we did was we looked at the different components that make up our culture, and that is what we did. We simply dove into Bahamian culture and brought it back to life.
One of the things you were bringing back to life is some of those old school flavors that we're used to. You use elements of tamarind. There's a lot of guava in there, the goat pepper, the different things. And I hear this is one of the geniuses, Dorinda, in the kitchen behind, for example, that guava coconut Johnny cake that I ain't even supposed to eat, but I ate it. I ate it. I'm not even gonna hold you. Anybody who knows me knows I'm actually gluten sensitive. So, you know, being a Bahamian, you almost can't eat nothing, right? Try to eat everything in there. Me and my good friend JJ, we went in there and we had a time. We had a dandy. Everything in there was fresh. It was made. It literally tasted like the way Grandma used to beat the conch.
And that is what we do.
The way Grandma used to season the fish. You know, the Johnny cake was soft. It was like it just melted in your mouth. And so often I think a lot of these recipes are kind of getting lost. I think people are kind of dumbing them down, maybe not taking the extra care. They don't want to use those good ingredients. Drifters is clearly keeping that whole entity of doing it the right way alive.
Exactly, and that is definitely one of our benchmarks. Like in terms of the traditions, like getting into the traditions and holding on to them.
Yeah.
You know, one of the things that we realize is that yes, we have been influenced by various cultures. Like people say, you are what you eat.
Correct.
You understand what I'm saying? And when we speak to that, we speak to the history of the different influences we have. But again, we still got to hold on to our traditions.
Absolutely, absolutely. So listen, we're going to do 2 great recipes here today. And so if you are wondering, as you should be, what the ingredient is, if this is your first time watching the show, here's what we do. We take an item from the pantry, something you would have knocking around in there, a can of this, a bag of that, and we figure out a way to create something different with it that you may not have considered, or just find another way for you to stretch or use that product in a way that can feed your family, entertain some friends, or just get it off the shelf, you know? Sometimes we just have things sitting there, we're like, why even have this, right? So the Budget Gourmet is gonna be your savior when it comes to making sure we don't have those things just hanging around and we get maximum use with maximum flavor out of these items. So we would have done our first episode featuring coconut. Our second episode today is featuring something that is in everybody's house, even mine, even when I can't eat it, flour. Flour, all-purpose flour. You can use almond flour. You can most of these recipes you can actually use different types of flour for your needs, your dietary needs, wheat flour versus white flour. But we all know a good yellow bag, all-purpose, when we see it, all right? So we're gonna use flour to make 2 very familiar items with a little bit of a different spin today. So we're going to make a fritter, a veggie fritter, no conch. See what we did there? We just took $10 off your budget. We working with y'all. All right? And then also, we're gonna make a pannycake the way Grandma used to. We're gonna jazz it up a little bit. We're gonna add a little bit of guava to that. All right? You know, you can have banana, you can have it plain. You can probably use any fruit that you kind of have knocking around, maybe in your freezer, in your fridge. It's about to go off. You don't want to waste it, and you can incorporate that into some of these recipes. All right? These are also 2 items that have been featured at Paradise Plates before.
Well, what we featured was our conch fritters.
Okay.
And then we had our banana pancake.
Right. So
now,
we do it a little spin.
like a little spin, because of course, you know, to kind of match the theme of the show, the concept of the show, we want to make certain that these are everyday items you can just pull off the shelf, because everyone wants conch inside their house.
Exactly. I don't. I do not. You know. Yeah, but sometimes you just want a little snack. You want a little something that's nice, that's fun, that's quick and flavorful. Yeah, absolutely. So without further ado, I'm going to let Dorinda walk us a little bit through the preparation of what we need to get started to make these veggie fritters. All right. So you can talk to us a little bit about your basic ingredients of what they are going to need. So I see we have some onion and sweet pepper. We have some thyme. What else we got there?
Pepper.
Okay.
Seasoned salt, and ketchup.
And some ketchup. We have ketchup somewhere. I'm going to get that for you in shortest of order so we can put it together. So I'm going to let you start cutting up everything that you need to incorporate into your mixture here. And me and Ricardo are going to talk just a little bit more about actually Paradise Plates. Okay? Yeah. All right. So we're going to get set up and we are going to take a quick break. We're going to come right back at you. Okay?
We're making it sweet, low cost meals you can't defeat. Tastes so good, it makes you move. Hands for hunger is in the groove. The Budget Gourmet.
We all know there are ways we can help. Your help can go even further. Be an everyday superhero. Donate to Hands for Hunger.
It's me, Wednesday Addams. Your life just took a dark turn. I regret to inform you that I have devised the meal of misfortune with Wendy's. It's pure torture for your taste buds, with 4 nightmarish dips of dread. Don't waste my time asking which ones you'll get. You must surrender to your fate. Enjoy the anguish.
Ragu.
So good. Literally so good.
Ragu kettle cooked with homemade taste.
This segment is brought to you by Wendy's.
We're making it sweet, low cost meals you can't defeat. Tastes so good, it makes you move. Hands for hunger is in the crew.
Welcome back to Hands for Hungers, the Budget Gourmet Kitchen. I have, of course, joined by Dorinda, as well as my good friend over here, Mr. Williams. Ricardo.
Yeah, yeah.
You say the R, the K is Cado.
All right. Yeah.
Cado, you see? True the powers. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah, but I'm here with the amazing Mr. Ricardo Williams and Dorinda. And if you're just coming back with us, we are taking a little bit of a spin on 2 very traditional Bahamian items. Our pantry item for the day is flour. And so we are going to make a conch fritter. No conch, like a veggie herb fritter. Y'all about that. Plenty of y'all be skimping on my conch anyhow. But anyhow, we can talk about that today. We can talk about that today. See y'all. All right. Not drifters though. They conky boy. Conch is being not. All right. And of course, we're going to do a pannycake as well. And of course, you know, Grammy's making the pannycake in the cast iron skillet. We can get it, but we can talk about this sexy cast iron skillet in a minute too also as well. Shout out to our good friends over there at Home Leader. But listen, we're going to do a guava pannycake. Some people do banana, some people do it plain. We can put some guava in it just to do a little spin, but you can practically use anything you want to make a pannycake. So Dorinda's over here, she's chopping up her herbs, she's making herself this veggie batter. So far, you see we have some goat pepper in there, we have some onion and some sweet pepper in there, and I think we put some fresh thyme. And now when you start getting to adding the flour and the water and stuff, you touch me because this is where people go wrong. I need to make sure they have the right measurements on the thing. Okay. All right, so you let me know, okay? In the meantime, we are going to talk a little bit more to Ricardo about the inspiration of the different elements that is drifters. The menu, I had to take a picture of the menu and all. I was like, Lord, I hope these people don't think I had teeth for ideas. You know? But I had to take a picture of the menu and all. Even the names of each of the items is inspired by an island. It's inspired by a thing. It's the San Salvador this, and the Cat Island that, and the Grammys this, and I was like, you know, a lot of thought went into this. Yes. A lot of love went into this. This wasn't just a flash in the pan idea, as we know, because how many years have you now been?
We actually started Drifters in 2007.
Okay.
Yeah, my partner, Theodore Clark, and I, yes. Yeah, I was
Ooh.
a little boy then, young and slim. Yeah.
You're still handsome though. That's what's important.
You
know what I mean? That's what's important. Let's stay focused. You know what I mean? On the good things here. But speaking of the good things here, these are some of the good things. These are just a couple of the elements that we pulled from the restaurant ourselves. We're like, we carry these, we can bring them back. But these are some of the elements that you have that make drifters stand out. These are some of the things, your attention to detail in bringing that Bahamian down home on the island feel into that space. So tell us a little bit about the inspiration behind some of these things. You said to me at one point that everything in there has a story.
Yes.
Everything in drifters has a story. So tell us the story behind, for example, the boats and the cans that we use for the drifters.
All right, so as you said, when you went into drifters, you saw a lot of things that kind of brought back memories.
Yes.
Correct? And so like I said to you, everything in drifters has a story. So there's a story within the story. For example, our boats here, about, I'd say, my daughter is now 21. She was in K5 then. This was on a midterm break, and we were on Goodman's Bay. And this was when the coconut trees on Goodman's Bay, you see how tall they are now? The coconut trees on Goodman's Bay, I would have been able to reach It was like, they were that short. Yeah. And so when I saw these, something clicked. I said, you know what? We could use these for appetizers. Came back, took them down. And so we refurbished them, painted them and everything. But of course, we needed something because if you notice, it sits. But we needed something to actually rest it on. So we had the boat. So we came up with the dock. And the dock was actually designed by my cousin. Her name is Anne-Marie Ferguson. And if you notice, she has like a little get yawns, and then she has some of the pictures, some of the quaint things we got going on the islands. So she did that. And so again, my partner and I, Theodore Clark, we took great pride in trying to, like I say, tell the story of us, of the Bahamian people. Like even with the cans, these cans were actually a gift from close friends of my mother's. Albury's canning, they were in Palmdale, but now, of course, they're closed. And so we use these for our drinks. Now, normally, if you think about it, I can remember as a young boy seeing some of the older guys just at parties, drinking straight from the can. So again, like I said, Drifters tells the story of us, the Bahamian thing.
I love it. Boy, can get me a little emotional now. I feel so nostalgic, you know what I mean? Okay, I feel this oil getting hot now, so I want to make sure we get into the right temperature. I see you doing the hand test. See, only seasoned chefs know what that means. You know what I mean? Only when you know, because everybody else, what are we doing? I know what it means. Is it ready? Who knows? But I'm going to come back over here to you now, because it looks like you're getting ready to start building this fritter batter. Okay, so tell us a little bit about how what you do next, all right? We have our herbs in there. We have our thyme, cold pepper. Right, so what do we have next?
So we add the flour.
Okay, so we add the flour first. Okay.
You got Robin and flour.
Robin Hood flour.
Listen to me. Nothing better.
You can use 1 cup of flour.
Okay. That yellow bag of flour in itself, for our generation, we know.
Use water.
So 1 cup of water.
1.
So it's got 1 1/3 cup.
1 1/3.
Okay, but 1 1/3 cups of water to 1 cup of flour. Okay.
Then we use, this is a
Tablespoon.
of baking powder.
Okay. And y'all know this is the way like grandma used to measure. Like we ain't leveling off nothing. We just, this a cup. This is a cup. It's a cup. It's a tablespoon. Let it loose. You know.
We use ketchup.
Okay.
In Grammy days, I think they use tomato paste. So we're going to use ketchup.
Okay.
Using
Chef Mo.
2 of them.
Chef Mo, Chef Dorinda, why why we move into ketchup now? Why stop using the tomato paste? Why we moved away from that?
Well, tomato paste usually cause your fritters to get sour quick. Because if you sit it for a while,
the batter,
the batter start getting spoiled.
Okay.
So they use
ketchup is a stabilized.
More stable.
I got you.
Okay.
Okay. See, we learned something new today. That makes sense to me, actually. Okay.
So we just stirring this up.
I'll put another additive in there from my perspective. Tomato paste is one of those things where if you don't cook often, you open it up, you take a tablespoon out, and sit in the fridge, and looking at your side every time you open the door, just there like, girl, you know, nothing else for me to do, like, you know? So I feel like it's also another way to not have to, you know, if you're not a big chef, if you're not cooking your pots of rice and your soups and things like that, often ketchup is something that, you know, it can take a change.
I want to catch something before Dorinda continues, right? Dorinda, what you do?
Stir.
No, you said stirry.
No, you gotta stir it. No, you gotta stir it. No, you gotta stir it.
You said stirry.
And don't do the same thing when you stir it. You gotta stir it.
Stir it up.
You gotta stir it. I with you.
Okay, now you can put your seasoning salt.
Okay. And I want y'all to pay attention. I want y'all to pay attention to the consistency of this fritter. So it's nice and thick. It's not too loose, but it's not too chunky. It's still moving. It has like a nice pull to it. Yeah, stir it up.
Stir it up.
Because remember now, you want to make sure that baking powder gets evenly distributed through there. You don't want chunks of it somewhere. It's going to throw it off. And you won't have a level fritter when you drop it either.
And it takes like 5-10 minutes.
Okay.
And you're ready.
And that's it.
That's
I'm telling you, look at the pull on that. Do a little. That's what it's supposed to do. That's why your fritters be dumb. You know, like that the average we working on. Anyhow, it's just okay. It's all right. It's all right. We ain't come talk about that today. We focus on the fritters at hand. All right. Okay. So we now have this batter. How do we know when our oil is to the right temperature? Like, how do we know? So I set this to like a medium just because I wasn't sure. But how do we know when the oil is ready? Do you do like a little test on it? How do you?
You can drop one of the fritters to see if it's set in.
Okay.
But if you look in the pot, you see all the oil start like moving.
Move, yeah.
You see that little consistency of movement? That means it's ready.
Just motion and notion.
Motion.
Motion.
Motion. All right, let's go.
Okay, so now
I want to see your technique too, because there is a technique to drop in fritters now.
what you can do,
Mm-hmm.
just take the spoon, place it in the oil.
Mm-hmm. Ah.
See it hot.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
And then you just take a scoop. Voila.
Just like that. And now the dance begins. Just a nice little dollop. Oh, look how they're getting all fluffy and lovely. Oh, they would just
How that
pop up. It
floats.
just popped up and just did what it was supposed to do, you know?
Right.
Chef Mo, I know you also mentioned that you would normally use kind of what you have at hand. Like I think you put mushrooms, you want a little carrot in there.
Yeah. If I'm doing a veggie fritter, I will gladly take that little last carrot knocking around in the drawer, in the bag. You know, you might have like 4 mushrooms left in the container in the fridge we just didn't use. If you want to add more to this veggie fritter, you can. So this is obviously essentially a conch fritter minus the conch. But if you want to add more veggies to it, you can add beans, you can add corn. I've even added like a canned tuna or like salmon or something like that. So you can get very creative with things that are in your cupboard or in your fridge, just to kind of stretch the flavor profile and or the protein factor in a fritter. A fritter can also be a sweet item. It's very close to a beignet that they would have, for example, in New Orleans. So the same way we make these savory, you can also make fritters that have a sweet element. If you wanted to add some sugar and chop up some guava and add into that as well, now you have a dessert item. Just saying. So there's a lot of ways you can take a basic recipe and change it to stretch it into different forms to fit whatever you're doing, especially if you're like entertaining. I like to throw things together. People are coming over. I'm like, what I can do real quick? What I can do with a couple things I have in here?
You can knock this up quickly.
You could knock up some fritters.
It took about 5 minutes, you said.
And look how golden they are. They're floating. They are just, oh my God, that looks so good. They just look lovely. That looks like the way I remember fritters looking in my grandma kitchen when we were sitting there praying to get that first taste. You know, the little pieces that crispy fry off. And then she's skimming them off and she put them on the side and we're just picking them and crunching them. So this fritter, for example, is one of those recipes that for some reason, we know fritters. Fritters are like as Bahamian as it gets.
Yes.
For some reason, this seems to be a dying art form in finding a good quality fritter anywhere. I'm hard pressed. I'm not gonna lie. Like when we had lunch there the other day, as soon as they came out, I was like, that's a fritter.
Okay.
These are what fritters are supposed to look like. When you break it open, that's what a fritter is supposed to be like. The consistency of so many people now, first of all, they're too big. Can we get into the size of some of these fritters? Why are fritters like that? How is it supposed to cook properly and that big? It don't make sense. Fritters, ground fritters used to be nice and small and bite-sized almost, and just like this, able to then cook evenly. So I think something has to be said too for using the right size spoon, making sure you don't use too much oil, don't crowd your pan, and just letting them do what they're supposed to do. These are getting nice and golden and beautiful, and it here already smells like my favorite day on the fry ever, which is always a Friday. It smells frittery. You know? So again, this is a great way to use your flour. Even if you don't have the conch, you can still do a recipe that is very familiar to you. And again, get creative. I love to tell people, you know, we're in a generation and a time now where like social media is always giving us ideas of how to tweak things. Get creative. Use the things that you have at hand. Don't feel like you have to be pigeonholed into this idea of like, well, if it's a fritter, it have to have conch. If it's a fritter, it have to be this. It has to be that. Only thing it has to do is float and look golden and delicious like this. That's what I'm going to tell you, all right? So what do we do about the sauce? What's the sauce element when it comes to your fritter? I know people get real fancy with their sauces. Some people use the Worcestershire.
We got a little fancy.
Yeah.
Yeah, with Drifters, we have a really, really unique fritter sauce. I mean, obviously we use the basic way, but we add a little touch to it, but I cannot.
No.
Yes.
I'm not going to ask you to divulge your secret.
Yeah, my secret, yes. My secret.
The camera turned off me.
That's right, I will make sure I do that. But Chef Mo and Chef Dorinda, you all forgot one thing, but I guess that's why I'm here.
That's exactly
because I'm the
why
ideas guy, the when things fall through the loophole guy. So when we take these fritters out, what do we normally, what do we do?
Oh no, we can have a landing spot.
We have a landing spot.
We can have a landing spot because you got to put the paper towel down. You got to make sure somebody to catch the urn. You know what I mean? So they can have some time to like, you know. All right, so we are actually going to do that. We're going to do that setup. When we come back, we're also going to put together our sauce for you, and we're going to move into our pannycakes, because there ain't nothing like waking up in Grammy House with the pannycakes already going, a little bit of coffee, a little bit of bacon. Stop it. Stop it. We're coming back. Please keep it locked in. We have much more for you right after this.
The Budget Gourmet. We're making it sweet, low cost meals you can't defeat. Tastes so good, it makes you move. Hands for hunger is in the crew. The Budget Gourmet.
Ragu kettle cooked with homemade taste?
Nona, this tastes like yours.
New Ragu Kettle Cooked, our most impressive sauce yet.
Every single person matters. Every single dream is worthy of support. Every single challenge must be confronted. There is no space for sitting small. There is no space for fear. But there is room enough for those who are brave enough to refuse the path of the least resistance, and with brave hearts cut a path for those who are counting on us.
I got nothing to eat.
Nothing.
Nothing. Nothing.
Nothing.
Hold on, I can do something. Turning nothing into something.
Turning nothing into something.
I turn nothing into something.
It's amazing what you can do with nothing. And the little Hellmans make taste, not waste.
This segment is brought to you by Asa Pritchard.
The Budget Gourmet. We're making it sweet, low cost meals you can't defeat. Tastes so good, it makes you move. Hands for hunger is in the crew. The Budget Gourmet.
Welcome back to the Budget Gourmet Kitchen. I am your host, Chef Mo, and of course, I am here with Dorinda, and I am also here with the illustrious Mr. Williams. Ricardo, that is. Ricardo, you see. All right. And of course, if you're just joining us, where you been? But thanks for being here. We have some beautiful fritters that Dorinda was doing here for us. Some veggie fritters, because sometimes you ain't got no conch. So I'm gonna pass these over to you. Look at that. Look at the color on that. Look how golden they are, how crispy, how light. Look at the size. Look how they don't have conch because they ain't supposed to. And of course, I'm gonna let you plate those up a little bit. We still have another set down here being turned, and we have Dorinda making a little sauce on the side for us. And we can't tell you what in the drifter sauce, but we can make a basic sauce because sometimes you only got what you got. A little ketchup, a little bit of seasoning, a little bit of mayo. Boom. We ain't even gonna stress you out about it, all right? The point is you gotta have a little something to give it a little flavor, to do a little dippy thing, all right? Now, you mentioned earlier, you have done...
And my apologies, Chef.
Yes,
what
no
I'll
problem.
do is I'm gonna put these up
Yes,
front
please
here.
do. So we can have a good view of those
Yes.
beautiful, lovely fritters.
And we're gonna get yours now.
Get yours now is correct. And as these are done, let me put her resting plate back here so
Thank
she can
you.
have another space to drop the rest of these. All right. Now, I want to get back into a little bit of what we were discussing earlier with your participation with Paradise Place. You've been with Paradise Place now at least 10 years
At least.
so what is the thing that makes you keep giving back? What is the thing? Because a lot of people may not recognize the dedication and I wouldn't even say the ask, but what it is that these restaurants are doing. So Hands for Hunger's Paradise Place, I think, has about 50 or so vendors this year, probably each year, that come out. And they come out of pocket. I don't think people realize that their decor, their ingredients, their staff, everything that they do to make that event happen is a donation.
Yes.
So these aren't just participating restaurants. You guys are sponsors. You are hands down some of the most important sponsors of this event, because without the restaurants, the event cannot happen. But these restaurants are providing the labor, they're providing their time, their resources, and it is a give.
Yes.
And it's a huge give, and you've been giving for 10 years. What's the thing that keeps you connected to Hands for Hunger, to being a part of this event?
I think Bahamian culture is about community. And being a part of a community, we are supposed to help others, especially those who are less fortunate than we are.
Yeah.
And this is what Hands for Hunger has done for years. And so when I was approached, there was not even a second thought, because Drifters, we stand for the Bahamas, Bahamians. And again, we stand for, of course, community.
Yeah.
And so you know, apart from me getting dressed up and eating some nice out of food, you know, it's definitely about to give back.
Absolutely. And yeah, it is a great event. It's a fun event. Hands down, I think it's probably the best social community-minded event that we do every single year in this country.
I would say that Hands for Hunger, like over the years, I realized, like, because you have persons from so many walks of life.
Absolutely.
It's like,
it's incredible.
I'm telling you, it's like, probably, it's our Met Gala.
Yeah.
It's our Met Gala.
That's actually a really good.
That's what it, yeah.
That's
what it is for us, and it's
because you know people come, they dress up, they dress out. Some people are casual as they want to be, and some people go to the nines.
Watch me this year.
Oh, you coming up with the snakeskin sticky mode shoe?
Sticky mode. I'm sure I'm bringing back the tight jeans again.
Oh boy,
they kind of get away, but I'm straight leg and fitted.
And a white t-shirt, you did it. We were not fine. Okay, I'm checking. You know what I mean? This is I gotta see, you know. Yeah. But of course, it is going to be happening again, folks. If you're seeing this, make sure you get your tickets if there are any left, because every year this event sells out. And what I can say about this is 100% of the proceeds from this goes directly into the feeding program that is the backbone, that is the basis of Hands for Hunger. Hands for Hunger is feeding, I think, over 7,000 families
from their pantry
through the Bahamas, between their pantry, their feeding program, and that is no small feat. And we have to say thank you to all of the sponsors, as I will call them, and that is from the participants in Paradise Plates to those that just come and bring items or donate items to the pantry to keep that pantry experience going. That pantry is incredible as a concept, and seeing it in action it's awe-inspiring. Like it really is amazing how effective that is for so many people, allowing them to keep their dignity while also being able to know that they're feeding their family with some amazing quality ingredients. Just a side note, so we are talking about flour today as our ingredient. A lot of times people want to bring things in that seem like, oh, well, this would be helpful for them. This would be a good thing for them. Things like flour, for example. Hands for Hunger has an amazing arrangement with lots of vendors. So things like flour, where you might think you're being helpful, which you are, by bringing in, bags of flour, a cash donation for things like that will actually be easier and better for Hands for Hunger, because their face is gold. They show up anywhere and they be like, hey, I need 50. And they go, we give you 150. So, that's one of those things where if you don't even have the time or you don't know where to get certain things, they will also always take cash donations so that they can stock the pantry in the way that is best for their needs as well, for the people that come and shop in the pantry. Just a side note. That's just something I'm throwing in there for you to hold, all right? So we have the rest of these lovely fritters. Man, these fritters look good. Let me tell you something. Oh, Lord. The fritters frittering, all right? So we are going to move these fritters. You're going to put the rest of the fritters into your bowl.
I can do that.
Or you just ready to eat these right now off the plate. I know.
Looking at them.
Man, they look good. They look good. I'm excited. I'm going to eat a fritter.
You tasting what it is, eh?
I have to.
All right.
I have to. I can pay for it later.
What are we doing there?
Mm-hmm. So what we have in the sauce here, this is pretty much just a little bit of ketchup, a little bit of mayo.
And that's it.
Yeah, that's it. Simple, just like that.
You can add anything else you want to add.
Yeah. See, they ain't gonna tell us that sauce recipe. Boy, they holding this tight to the chest, but I don't blame you, all right? Me personally, I keep it simple. I usually do a little bit of mayo, a little bit of ketchup. I might put like a squeeze of like lime juice or something in there. I've seen it made with the Worcestershire sauce. Some people put barbecue sauce in theirs. Hey, knock yourself out. I know. Hey, what's that? Sometimes you ain't got no ketchup. You know what I mean? You got that.
Oh, you're right.
Sometimes you ain't got no ketchup. Sometimes you got that one little barbecue sauce still knocking around in the door of the fridge. And what I can do with it, I make it a different kind of sauce. All right, we're already making a different type of fritter. So if not, why not? You have to eat a fritter with me.
You say this for you.
We all have to eat a fritter together. We all got to taste the fritters together. And of course, the sauce. I want to make sure we get a nice shot here with the fritters and the saucing. All right. I make sure this oil is down because we don't want any accidents happening here. Turn that down just a little bit. In the meantime, we're going to set up because we're going to do some lovely guava fritters. Pannycakes, sorry. Frittering all over the place. So we can fritter. All right, so let's each grab a fritter here. We're going to try one. You going to have one with us? Okay. Yeah, this is a fritter. No, this is a fritter. That whole, whatever that recipe is right there, that's it. This is what I remember eating in Grammy Kitchen. This is what I remember, that crispy outside, that fluffy inside, the warmth, the flavor. The seasoning on this, you can't even tell me. See, if y'all was jipping me on the conch and it tastes like this, I wouldn't even mind. I wouldn't mind y'all herby fritter with no gunk if it tasted like this. These are fantastic. These are so...
Very good.
If you ever see her go missing, just know she's somewhere making fritters for me.
Somewhere.
Somewhere. I ain't sure yet.
Undisclosed amount?
Undisclosed.
Location?
Undisclosed location.
Okay.
But the Rinda, she could be in good. She could
I
be
will
in,
track on her.
you know,
Yeah,
I believe
get her,
that.
yeah.
Because I wouldn't let her get far. I'm not even going to hold you. All right? Okay, we're going to do a quick shuffle around right here. We're going to get ready. We are going to do one more quick break because when we come back, we're going full on into our guava pannycake. We have a little bit of guava syrup. We're going to put on the side of that too also as well. So stick and stay while we go eat some more of these fritters. I haven't gonna lie to you. But then we will be back, all right?
The Budget Gourmet. We're making it sweet, low cost meals you can't defeat. Tastes so good, it makes you move. Hands for hunger is in the crew.
The Budget Gourmet.
I got nothing to eat.
Nothing.
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 Hold on, I can do something. Turning nothing into something.
Turning nothing into something.
I turn nothing into something.
It's amazing what you can do with nothing. And the little Hellmans make taste, not waste.
Excuse me. Oops, sorry. Mommy, what's for dinner? I don't know. Spin the meal wheel.
1, 2, 3, dinner with chicken Alfredo pizza!
Very big, generous.
There you go. There you go.
Dinner's ready! Cheers out.
Look at that.
I want to bite these parts. Daddy, that's mine. It's so good.
Nowadays, tiles trend like fashion, and Grand Bahama Tiles leads the way with trendy and classic styles from North and South America, Europe, and Asia. Imagine your home with natural stone, elegant marble, sleek porcelain, earthy granite, or slate. Grand Bahama Tiles has it all. They even export to the Family Islands. Maybe it's time to update your style, get the look, and transform your space with the latest tiles trending at Grand Bahama Tiles.
This segment is brought to you by Grand Bahama Tiles.
The Budget Gourmet.
We're making it sweet, low cost meals you can't defeat. Tastes so good, it makes you move. Hands for hunger is in the crew.
The Budget Gourmet.
Okay. So we are back, folks. And of course, it's been a fantastic afternoon here in the Budget Gourmet kitchen with my good friend Ricardo Williams. Unfortunately, he got to go. He got a jet set because he got things to go do.
That is right.
So next time I see you is going to be at Paradise Plates.
Yes, you will see me at Paradise Place this year. Of course,
Saturday,
fritters.
September 27th at the Imperial Atlantis Ballroom. So even though Ricardo has to leave us, Dorinda's still here with us, and we are going to make these guava pannycakes, and it's going to be a good time. So,
Chef Mo, on behalf of my team
yes,
and me,
yes.
from the crew at Drifters at the Fry, we
Drifters Fry.
thank you so much for having us today.
It has been a pleasure. I thank you for being here and blessing our kitchen.
Thank
You are our first official guest
I am?
really on the show, you know. You are. And it's so fitting because you also have had a decade working with
telling you.
Paradise Place.
Yes.
So it's very fitting that you would be here with us as somebody who's a
Thank you.
long-standing supporter of such an amazing event.
Thank you.
All right? So do enjoy. Travel well. Bring me back a little something, you know.
I can try.
Whatever. It's a little magnet for the
I am
fridge.
accustomed.
Yeah, man, I like that for
I
you.
know.
I think I trust it. I trust it. Right, so like we said, we're getting into these guava pannycake. Now, pannycake, as you know, is a staple. If you was growing up in your Grammy house, like me, my mama, she was making pannycake for us on a Saturday. Banana pannycake. That was, I could smell it. That would be the thing to get me out of bed in the morning, right? So we can do a little different something. We can do a guava pannycake. But keep in mind, if you don't have no guava, if you don't have any banana, if you don't have anything, but you have your flour, your sugar, your baking powder, that's all you need. That's the beauty of this thing. It is a simple, delicious treat that you can make for yourself, for your kids, for the family, for whoever, with just the basics of these ingredients, right? Yes. So we have hot oil here in our cast iron skillet. By the way, I told you I was going to get back to this sexy skillet. This skillet is from Home Leader Essentials. This, and so is this cutting board and this knife set, actually. They have some of the most amazing tools in there for you to build out your kitchen. I love this skillet because you have to have a skillet in your repertoire, first of all. You gotta have a skillet like Rami had a skillet, a nice seasoned cast iron skillet. But of course, you know, you might want it to be a little fancy, a little fussy, a little designer. So this is the gourmet part to the budget part that is just a really good cast iron skillet, all right? So, okay, we have our oil in here. We got it nice and hot. Now, you don't want to have too much oil because they don't need to drown, but you need enough oil so it could, you know, it could give a good fry on the panny cake. This isn't a griddle cake. It's a fried panny cake, all right? This is how some of your panny cake probably don't be panny caking. All right, so Dorinda, tell us what we doing right here, right now. What's this part of this?
Now we're gonna cut up some of the guava to go into the panny cake.
Okay. And Dorinda, tell me a little bit about how long your passion has been in cooking. How long have you been cooking in general?
Over, I'd say 10 years and 9 months.
Okay, and
or longer.
That whole time, how long have you been with Drifters?
10 years, 9 months, but I was cooking over 15 years.
Okay, all right. So you know what you're doing.
Yes.
Yeah, you know this. You true to this. All right. This is season.
I love
That's why the
cooking.
fritters was frittering. And you clearly love what you do. You
Yes.
love coming up with these recipes. That Johnny cake. Was that your creation? That guava coconut Johnny cake?
Well, it was not my own, but I like, usually Bahamians like the plain ones, but the guava coconut is very nice.
Yeah.
So a lot of people now hip on to the guava
coconut flavor. People will come in just for the Johnny cake. So I know that's a
so it's
huge
a little
seller.
kick. It's a little kick to it.
Yeah, it has like a little different flavor, and it's just nice and light. It's so fluffy. Okay, so we have our guava chopped up.
Yes.
And what are we gonna do next? Or how do we fold these things together to make this
So
batter?
you have your water.
And I think that's about like a cup.
Probably a cup
and change. Yeah, a cup and a third, maybe. Yeah.
Okay, now you pour. Well, I would pour my flour in, but you use the measuring cup.
For you guys.
That's 1 cup.
About a cup.
I'll use like 2 cups.
Okay.
So you don't need it too watery.
Right.
Okay. And you just
incorporate it together. Stir it.
Stir it up.
You stir it. As Dorinda mentioned a little while ago, she's like, oh, y'all have a whisk, but child, we never was using no whisk back in the day. I said, what?
You just use your spoon.
You was using your spoon, so that's what we're gonna do here as well. So you gotta make sure we incorporate that together to get a nice consistency on the batter.
And one more thing you don't forget is a little bit of
baking powder.
Baking powder.
I gotta get that in there.
And your sugar.
It need to be a little sweet.
You need a little sugar.
All right, so we got our sugar, we got our baking powder, flour, and water. That's it, and that's all. See how simple it is?
That's all.
All right. Need some more water?
Yeah, we're going to need some little bit more water.
Just to loosen that up a little bit.
It up so we can add the
Okay, let me see if I can get some water here for you. All right. Okay, and our trusty little ramekin here. And so when we're making things like this, I think it's important for us to realize that, sometimes trial and error. If you don't have enough of one thing, you just get a little bit and you add a little bit more till you get to the right consistency, and we just kind of keep it moving. So that's the beauty of having a simple recipe with simple ingredients. Water, you add more. If it's too loose, you add more flour. If it's too stiff, you add more water. But it's still pretty much fail-safe. But you gotta make sure you have your baking powder in there because you gotta get that little rise on it so they don't end up flat and sad. That's what we do know, all right? So we're working on this here. We're getting this consistency together on a good patty cake. And don't forget your oil has to be to the right temperature. You need to have a certain depth of oil in here. I don't know if you can see what we got going on, but it's maybe about, I want to say like, what is that? When you tilt the pan, we got about a 1/2 centimeter or so in there, all right?
Okay, then you add your
guava right into the batter.
Guava.
All right. Okay.
Now, if you like the sweet one, you can add more sugar. If you don't like it too sweet, and you want to use it for syrup.
Right.
With syrup, you just...
And I'm glad you mentioned that. So obviously, if you don't know, we are actually in guava season right now, and we're actually in the prime of guava harvesting season right now. But if you couldn't, get your hands on fresh guava, your neighbor was being a little stingy this year because only 2 or 3 was on the tree. That's fine, as you know. You can use the canned guava. It holds longer. It can stay on your shelf. You usually have one knocking about the pantry from something you did one time. And what I usually do is I reserve the syrup that is in the guava can, and you can incorporate that with syrup that you already have just to add that guava flavor to it. Or you can even make your own syrup just by actually melting down some sugar. You can add a little bit of vanilla in there, a little pinch of salt, add just a little bit of water till that starts moving, and you just let that cook slowly until it gets to a syrupy consistency, all right?
All right, so now this is ready to fry.
Okay, so we got our batter. Yeah, that's the consistency we want. Okay.
Now, if some persons like it more stiffer, you could just add
more flour. Right.
If they want it more looser,
add more water. All right, okay. So now we're gonna fry up some of these delicious pannycakes. We definitely got our oil nice and hot. All right. Let me know if I need to turn that back up. I had turned it down a little bit because I didn't want it to. All right. And they're just bubbling. You can see it getting nice and crisp around the edges. And they're starting to puff up and get those bubbles right around the side. So that's when you know they're starting to set up and come to that nice rise that you like to have on them, right?
Right.
So how do you know when the pancakes are ready to flip? Like, how do you know when one side is done? Is there a telltale sign?
Well, like how the bubble is rounded, you could just gauge and you could almost like see.
When it's like coming up a little bit.
Right.
I see. But we wanted to have that nice golden brown on the bottom, right? I know usually they used to say once you see the holes come up in the middle, then they're usually ready to flip. Once they, like just how they are around the edge, once you see those holes actually on the top of the pancake, then you know they're ready to turn over as well.
Then you just flip it.
All right, and you want to be very careful when you're flipping now. You don't want to go making yourself all
burned.
Plop up. Wait. Oh, that's a nice little golden one right there. All right, you can see how thick these are. You can see them kind of like puffing up. And of course, we're keeping them on the smaller side. These aren't your big round medallion cakes. These are the, or I should say, these are more like medallion cakes. These are the big round flapjacks.
Right.
These are the nice, almost like pick apart pannycakes that we're used to seeing, but they're a little bit thicker. They're somewhere between like a biscuit and a pancake or something, if you will, right?
Right.
So again, once you put them into the oil, and you want to have a good depth on the oil, so you don't want it drowning in it, but you need more than just a coating on the bottom. You need it to come up just a little bit on the side of it so it can fry kind of around the perimeter of the pancake as well, all right? So we definitely have those going right there. Oh, that's so good. That smells so good. We're only missing out some coffee and bacon. You know what I mean?
That's right.
That's all I need. That's breakfast right there.
See, and if you press it from the top, and you see the batter, that means it's not done yet.
Right, because it's showing you still, got you. Right. So do you tend to flip these again, or you?
Right,
yeah.
I'm going to flip it again.
Okay, yes. I got you.
Because if you look,
still oozing out there just a little bit. Right. Okay, gotcha. And of course, you don't want these to be dumb, and you don't want them to be gummy on the inside either. Yes. Right. We just have some terms and things. They ain't dumb.
Gummy.
Why gummy? Why dumb? But we know what it means. Everybody know what it means when you say that. All right, so we're flipping them again in a little bit. And like I said, don't forget, you can keep some of that syrup from the canned guavas, and you can incorporate that to add more flavor. I actually know people who will also use the syrup in the batter, just to use as a sweetening agent and of course as a binding agent as well. All right. Oh yeah, getting some good color on that one. Yeah. Gotta make sure we have a scent on this bro. Hey. Ah, that's why that boy over there wasn't getting the heat he needed. Okay. So we're just gonna flip these a couple times until they're nice and golden brown. Some people like them a little darker. How you like your pancakes? You like them with the black crispy pieces, or you like them just like nice and light and
brown?
Light and golden brown, like this. How you like the fellas do this? How you like your fellas? Chocolate. You know, I'm just saying sometimes. You know, okay.
Chocolate.
All right. So you can decide, you know, just how crispy, caramelized you kind of want them. But I think we're aiming more for the golden brown side of this, especially because we have that guava in there. We want you to be able to see that beautiful pink kind of coming through. All right.
Mm-hmm.
And those look like they're just about done.
Done, yes.
So Dorinda, tell me something. Have you found what have you found the best part of being a part of Drifters, where they're doing so much to keep Bahamian recipes a part of the Bahamian culture?
Well, like I always say, if you don't have a passion of cooking, for cooking, don't cook.
You're correct. It's not for everybody.
It's not for everybody.
It's not for everybody. And you've clearly been doing it for 15 plus years.
Yes.
So it's something that you love to do. And you've been with one place for 10 plus years.
Yes, one place.
So I could say, you are intrinsically a part of the menu that is Drifters.
Yes.
Wow, 10 years.
It was nice working there.
Yeah.
Working and,
That's awesome. That's awesome.
and
All right.
cooking.
Mm-hmm. What's your favorite thing on their menu that you make? What's your favorite thing that you make? I'm fired out of business right now. What's your favorite thing that you make on their menu?
Well, Johnny cake. But basically, being a chef, we pick. You know that.
Yeah.
We don't really eat.
No, we don't.
I'll eat something you cook than what I cook.
But while you cooking, you ain't even thinking about food.
No.
Yeah.
So we pick.
See, Mom? I don't want to eat. We just say, oh, great. You know, we cooking.
All right.
Yeah.
So, usually I have a lot of stuff I do. Well, peas and rice.
Okay.
And with the Johnny cake. I do the Johnny cake.
You do a little bit of everything in there.
Right.
Over 10 years, you probably know that whole, you know the recipes probably in the back of your hand.
Back and front.
Yeah, back and forward. Exactly. Oh my gosh, look at that color.
So we are basically almost
Yes, we are almost there.
Right.
I wish y'all could smell what it here smells like right now. This literally, I remember waking up in my Grammy's house and this wafting through the hallways. I already knew what it was. I already knew it was patty cake. There's something about the way, the flour and the oil. And I can tell you, banana patty cake has a much more distinct scent than the guava does. Because, you have the mashed banana and that caramelization in itself, cooking in is just a whole different thing. Again, too, we did a very basic one here, but you can add things like cinnamon, you can add things like nutmeg. Some people like to add a little allspice in there. And the same way I told you about the fritters, where you can do something that is savory and sweet with a fritter, you can also do the same thing with a pancake, all right? This is very close to what the Asians have, like a scallion pancake.
Yeah.
Where they put like the green onion in it and a little bit of salt, and they eat it as a savory dish. But just saying, this is also a hearty breakfast. It goes a long way. If you have to think about something quick, something easy, got to make something for the kids, for school, it's going to really hold them, and keep them focused and whatever else they got to do. This is definitely going to be it, all right? So I'm going to move these over here. We're going to put some of these onto our sea grape leaves for our presentation plates over there, right? And
I'll drop a few more.
And we're going to drop a few more. And of course, we are going to kind of coat these with a little bit of a couple more guava pieces onto here. All right. Oh yeah. Yeah, we gotta feed everybody. We gotta make sure we get a little taste of this goodness.
Okay, so we'll cut up some
more guava. Okay. Yeah, we just need a little bit just to put on the top there. And then, of course, we'll put a little bit of our syrup. And then we got to get to tasting these because, we can't just make it and show them. We got to show them that they're edible, What a hard job I have. It's ridiculous. Okay.
All right.
And you want to just put a couple sprinkling of those just across the top there. Yeah, just like that. Put some right there. Yeah, right there. All right, and of course, so we have our nice guava pancakes with our little syrup there. Put that on the side. All right. And look at that. You have a like nice, easy, homemade pancake breakfast. Oh boy. See, he's cooking up nice and out of oil ready. All right, so we're also gonna try these because we kind of have to, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's do this. I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna pour. So I'm gonna take this and our syrup. Okay. Okay, let's go back to here.
Yeah, and move the
Let's go back to here first. Hold on, let me wipe that.
Sorry.
No, it's fine.
Because we want to be able to catch you pouring this
Okay.
sauce on. Let's move this pot. Can you put that in the sink?
Yeah, I can move it in the fridge. You want me to move it outside of there? I don't want it to cut and then it just be like, where's the pot gone?
What's in the pot?
Oil.
But that's from the...
From fritters.
Right, we don't have it for this scene, right?
No.
Yeah,
No.
just put it behind you, please.
Okay.
Yeah, that's perfect. Thanks, Mom. Just right for the stove there, yeah. Okay, perfect.
Okay, so we have the last of the pancakes coming up right there, but we are also going to do a little taste test. It's my favorite part. Ugh. My stomach is going to be so mad at me and so happy at the same time. So we're going to put a little bit of our syrup over here just to bring home that guava flavor. And I'm just going to use this just to like rip into this. Oh, look at that. You going to have a piece? It's hot. It's very hot. Yeah. We're going to taste it nonetheless. Make sure a piece of guava there to go along with it. Ready?
Ready?
That guava bus, you know. I think the guava might be a new favorite for me, honestly. I'm a banana pancake traditional girly, but this guava is good. Dorinda, you know what you're doing, eh?
Yep.
Girl. Yes. We have now completed 2 delightful dishes. I'm gonna put this over here because I just gotta get finished. Like, let's put it here. And then we can put the rest of them on here when you're done. But we've now completed 2 delicious dishes with flour from our pantry, courtesy of course, Dorinda, our chef extraordinaire. Still whipping up these guava pancakes. Yes. And of course, we can't forget our Ricardo Williams, who had to leave us, but of course he left us with the best part of it, which is the chef right here. And again, we are now at the end of yet another episode of the Budget Gourmet. We're always so grateful for you to be here. And of course, this was all about us reminding you that Paradise Plates is coming, folks. It is happening September 27th. That is right there, right there. Do you see it? It's right there. And it's happening at the Atlantis Imperial Ballroom. It is a great night to give back. It is fun. It is amazing food. It is fantastic networking. It is great connection. But most importantly, it is the best possible way to give your part to help an amazing organization do what they do best, which is feed our nation, feed the families that need it the most. And of course, if not for all of the sponsors that are there, the restaurants who are the sponsors, none of this would be possible. So I also want to take this moment to say thank you to every single vendor, and that's food and beverage. We cannot forget that the libations are also a huge part of this event. All right, so I would say a huge thank you to all of the vendors that are participating, that are the sponsors for this event, that have been doing it for years, that continue to come on as new sponsors and keep Hands for Hunger's dream of feeding the nation alive. And again, we want to thank you for being here, for being a part of the Budget Gourmet. If you want to be even bigger part of the Budget Gourmet, there'll be some information for you at the end of how you can do that as well. All right, but in the meantime, me and Dorinda about to go. We about to go mess up these pancakes. We might feed the people. You think we should give them some?
Yeah.
It is morning. We should. All right, we're gonna let them have some with us. All right. We want to say thank you so much for being here, and we can't wait to see you next time when we do another episode of the Budget Gourmet with another pantry item that you might just not see coming. All right. But of course, here it is all about taking your everyday items and making them just a little bit gourmet. We'll see you next time.